This part is about operations and polynomials. The first question says, if f of x equals 4x minus 3, then f of negative 2 equals what? This question should not take half a minute from us. Substitute the negative 2 in the place of x, and you will find the answer is equal to negative 11. By using synthetic division, what is the result of this polynomial divided by x minus 4? Okay, first of all, one answer is excluded. Why did I exclude this answer? Because the answer has to be 1 power less than x to the power of 3. So it's x to the power of 2. Now, this is x minus r. I'm going to use 4, not negative 4, remember? And then the coefficients of all the numbers. 2, negative 13, 26, negative 24. Okay, and keep your eyes on the answers to be quick. The first step is to drop the 2 down. Remember that? We'll drop the 2 down. And then we're going to multiply 2 by 4. We are going to get 8. And then what is the operation over here? The operation over here is addition. Negative 13 plus 8 is 5. So what is the answer? I would quickly say the answer is B and stop. You want to see the next steps? I will show you. So 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times, this is negative 5, I'm sorry. So negative 5, this is going to be negative 20. So the answer is negative, the answer is 6. Okay, 6 times 4 is 24, and 24 here, there is no remainder, and the answer is 0. How do you use the variables, or how do you place the x's? 1 power less than x to the power of 3. This should be x to the power of 2, and the next one should be x, and the last one would be the constant, and I would have reached that from the beginning since I realized that it's 2x squared. So I would have picked B directly and not waited for more steps. How will you solve the simplest form of this polynomial times AB to the power of negative 1? What does it mean, AB to the power of negative 1? It means as if I'm going to divide by A multiplied by B. It's the same. Let's think. First of all, I will exclude this answer. Why? Because the answer has to start with 3. Because I have 3A squared divided by AB. So I'm excluding B. Now what will happen? B will cancel the B, and I'm left with A squared divided by A. So the answer is 3A. Won't you directly pick A as an answer? Let's proceed and see. Minus 6AB divided by AB. The A will cancel the A, and the B will cancel the B, and I'm left with minus 6. Here's the minus 6. I want to prove it again. 5AB squared divided by AB. What will happen? The A will cancel the A, and the B will cancel one. The B in the denominator will cancel one of the B's in the numerator. So I'm left with 5B. And this is all proving that the answer is A, which we got way earlier from the first step, because I knew the first answer is 3A, and nothing else has 3A in the answer, right? Which of the following is not a factor of the polynomial? How will I know the factors? Again, the factors, when you substitute them, you will get 0 as a remainder. You will get 0 as an answer. This was called the factor theorem, I think. So over here, I'm going to use 1, substitute 1 and see what will happen. Here, I'm going to substitute negative 2. Here is nothing, so I'm going to use 0 in the substitution, and here I'm going to use negative 1, the opposite sign. But first of all, when I substitute 0 here, I'm going to get 0. So this is a factor, it's not an answer. The one that will not give me 0 is not a factor, because the factors will give me 0, and this means the remainder is 0. Right, let's look at this one. Obviously, 1, when I substitute 1 here, I'm never going to get a 0. So the answer is A. If you try substituting negative 2, you're going to get 0. If you try substituting negative 1, you are going to get 0. So it's smart to get the answer quickly. Do not do long division or try factoring or anything. Just this method is going to be very easy for this question. So, in the opposite graph, which of the following is not a factor of the function? Okay. Factors have the opposite signs of the zeros. Here I have a 0 at -4, so x plus 4 is a factor. They don't want a factor. Here, -1 is 0, so x plus 1 is a factor. Because when I substitute -1, I'm going to get 0. 4 is a 0, so x minus 4 is a factor. So what is the answer? The answer is x minus 1. Determine the different expressions from the other three expressions. Which one is different? What do you think? Looks like one of them has x squared in the denominator. And remember, polynomials do not have variables in the denominator. This doesn't have an x in the denominator, doesn't have a or b in the denominator, and this doesn't have anything in the denominator. And I think the answer should be D, because this one is not a polynomial. Which of the following is equivalent to a polynomial minus the polynomial? Okay, let's observe quickly the answers. They all have x squared and they all have x. Okay, let's try at least the first. This is -4x squared minus, okay, let's think about the x squared first. Maybe we can just get done with this part. -4x squared, and I have minus 6x squared. So the answer must have a minus 10x squared. Cancel A and cancel D. Fine. I don't think these will ever become all zeros, but let's see. I have the 2x and I have 2x and I have here plus 15x. So there is a 17x. So خلاص, I think C is gone because I have x's in the answer. And then I have a 3 and here minus 3. So that's going to be a 0. So the answer is B. So this question is saying if p of x equals this, then the value of p of -3 equals what? Directly just use a -3 over here and a -3 over here and a -3 over here. So 2 over 3 times -3 to the power of 3, that's 27, right? So 2 over 3 times -27. Let's see what will happen. Of course, you can cancel the 27 with the 3 and we will proceed. Plus 1 over 3 over times 9, right? Because that's 3 squared. 1 over 3 times 9. And the last answer is positive 15. Okay, plus 15. Okay, the first answer, the first part of it, I can cancel the 3 and over here this is going to be a -9, right? So that's a -18. Cancel this with this. That's easier for you. That's going to be 3. Anyways, the answer is not 0. Okay, 15 plus 3 looks like it's going to be 11 or what? 15, 16, 17, 18. And 18 minus 9. Did I do something wrong in the calculation? 2 over 3 and -3 to the power of 3. This one is -18. I'm sorry. -18. So the answer, I'm wrong. So the answer is going to be 0 because I'm going to get -18 and these are -18. So the answer is going to be 0. I forgot about multiplying the 2 by the -9. Okay, and this was very important. You have to multiply the 2 by the -9 after simplifying. By using syntactic division, what is the result of this? Again, the answer has to be x squared, so that's pretty nice. I'm going to cancel this one and cancel this one because it's going to be 1 power less than the polynomial given. So I'm going to add 2 over here, and I can just try the first one. I don't need the rest. In 2 and -9, that's very enough for me. No one is running after my steps. I'll drop the 2 down. It's going to be 2. So anyways, the answer is C. Do you need more steps? You don't need more steps. Plus, I don't have another 2 in the answers. I don't have anybody else that has 2x squared as an answer, so yay! This part is about rational and radical expressions. The first question, if r is not equal to plus or minus 2, which of the following is equivalent to this expression? Here you need to start by factoring, and after factoring you will find common factors. You will cancel them together, and here is the answer. What are the values of x which make the expression undefined? So you need to factor this. The numerator is not a problem. It doesn't have any root or anything. The denominator is a problem because it cannot equal to 0. By factoring, you will get x plus 3, x minus 9, and x plus 1. So x cannot equal to negative 3, and x cannot equal to 9, and x cannot equal to negative 1. So your answer is C. The LCM of two terms, 4x squared y cubed and 18xy to the power 4 is, take a look at the answers. In the LCM, we take the variables the greatest number of times it appears. So obviously C is wrong, and it should be x squared. All the others have x squared and I have y to the power of 4. Okay, the factors, the prime factors of 4 are 2 by 2, x squared, y 3, and 18 is 2 times 3 times 3, x, y to the power of 4. I'm sure I'm going to take from the x is x squared because this is the greatest number of times it appeared, and from the y 4, and every other number, the numbers I will take each and every number and the greatest number of times it appeared. So I will take 2 by 2 because here it appeared twice while there it appeared once, and I will take 3 by 3 because it appeared 2 times here, and I'm going to take y to the power of 4 and x to the power of 2 and multiply them all by each other, and you will get the answer as A. The simplest form of the rational expression, this expression is divided, so we can multiply by its reciprocal like this. And obviously there are common terms, or I can cancel numerator a plus b with denominator a plus b, and I can cancel x minus y with x minus 1. So obviously the answer will be a minus b over x plus y. Question number 5, the simplification of the rational expression that's given. I want to subtract, so obviously denominators have to be equal. First, we will start by factoring x squared plus x minus 2 into x plus 2 times x minus 1, and 5x plus 10 into 5x plus 2. Now take a look, how can I make the denominators equal? Here, this part is missing a 5 because the other denominator has a 5. So I'm going to multiply by 5 over 5. And this part is missing x minus 1 because the other denominator has x minus 1. After multiplying both sides, you will find out that it's going to end up in the same thing. How? I mean, the first part here is going to be 5x minus 1. The numerator will be 5x minus 1, and here the numerator will be 5 times x minus 1. Okay, and here it will be 5 times x plus 2 times x minus 1, and here 5 times x plus 2 times x minus 1. So obviously the answer is 0. The simplest form of the rational expression, here it's a division, so obviously I have to change it to a multiplication and factor. The factoring of this is x minus 7 times x plus 3. This is difference of squares, x minus 5 times x plus 5 times. I'm going to flip those and take x as a common factor from the denominator. And then, let's see, I'm going to cancel this with this. And I'm going to cancel that with that. And what am I left with is D. Okay? If the length of two legs in a right angle triangle are this and this, and its area is 5, what is the value of x? So half base times height, it doesn't differ which is base and which is height, but they're both the legs, not the hypotenuse. Let's say this is base times height. is equal to 5. I took from these 2 as the greatest common factor. Now I can cancel x minus 1 with x minus 1 and cancel the 2 with the 2, right? So, and I can take x minus 5 as a multiplication over here. So you're going to end up with x minus 1 equals 5x minus 25, right? 5x. I'm distributing the 5 on the x minus 5 minus 25. And then by solving or putting the variables together in one side, I will have 4x equals to negative 1 plus 25, that's 24. And simply x is going to equal to 6. This part is about direct and inverse proportions, and we took them in algebra 2. The first question says if r varies directly with t and r equals to, they gave you r and t and they want you to find r when t equals to this. This is a typical question. We made a proportion, remember, when they are directly proportional we can say that r over t, r1 over t1 for example equals r2 over t2, and you don't need to get the k or the constant of variation. Now what will we do? We will just substitute the numbers that we know. Over here I can use negative 20, and in place of t I know a 4, and in this place I know a negative 6. Cross multiply to find this r, which I don't know. One of them will be unknown. Negative 20 times 6, that's a negative 120, or 120 I mean, so negative answers are cancelled. 120 divided by 4, your answer is going to be 30. If y varies, remember, jointly means also directly, but with two variables, x and y. Then the equation was what? You remember? Y varies jointly, so I'm going to just write y over xz equals y over xz equals y over xz. Fine, this is the jointly relation. They are all directly proportional with y. And here what do I do? After that I will do the substitution. They will give me 5 things. One of them, if y is equal to 20, here 20 and x is equal to 5, and times z is equal to 3. And in the other side they said x is equal to 9 and z is equal to 2. Find y. Cross multiply to find y. So you're going to multiply 20 by 18 and then divide your answer by 15. You will get the answer as 24. If x varies inversely, يلا على طول inversely, I would just say inversely. So x times y equals x times y. When it's inversely, this is the equation that I'm going to use. X times y equals x times y. And what did they give me? They gave me x as 24 when y is equal to -4. Multiply them together and then divide the answer is equal to x. They want x that I don't know when y is equal to 12. I'm sorry, this is not -4. This is +4 because all the answers are positive. So 12y. Multiply 24 by 4 or divide 24 by 12. That will give you 2. And 2 times 4, your answer is 8. Find the easiest ways to multiply and divide. Here I think the division was going to be easier and then multiply by 4. That's how I thought about it. If A varies directly with B and inversely with C, remember this, directly, okay, the equation will be, direct will come down. Directly with B, the direct will come down, and inversely with C, the C will come up, okay? Inversely will be up, the directly will be down, equals A over B. If you know these equations, you will solve the questions in a second. And then what did they give me? They gave me A equals to B equals to 15 and A equals to 4 and C equals to 2. Multiply these together. And the other proportion, what is missing from it? The other part, A equals 7. They gave me here 7 and they gave me C as -8. Multiply them together and find the missing, which is B. Cross multiply here 15 times 7 times -8 divided by 8. Preferably if we can simplify, but there's nothing to simplify here. Your answer will be 105. It has to be a positive answer, so you are going to exclude this and this because the answer will be positive, and that's it. Number 5, if y that is directly with x. What, okay, خلاص, directly, what are we going to do directly? It's y over x equals y over x. As we said, directly, we do it this way. And then plug in the numbers that you have, and what is missing is 1y, right? Over x. What numbers do I have? I have ones. This is 6. This is 9. So 9 over 6 equals what over 18? You can cross multiply and you will get the answer as B. Simplify 9 over 6 first if you wish, or 9 and 12. Yeah, that would be 9 and 18. I'm sorry. This will be 1. No, we cannot cross multiply because it's an equal sign. Number 8. If R varies jointly with T and V. Jointly means they are all directly proportional with each other. So my equation is R over T times V equals the same thing. Supposedly in the book they were written 1 and 1 and 1 and then R2, T2, V2. But anyways, this is just tahsili, so you have to be fast. And here, what did they give me? They gave me R is 70, so I can write instead of this R 70, and V is 10, and T is 4. So that's a 40. Multiply them by each other, and then they want us to find R. I don't know R when T is equal to 8 and V is equal to 2. Okay, so you're going to multiply the 70 by 16, or actually we don't have to do that. We can cancel the 0 with the 0, because here I had a 40, right? So 7 multiplied by, in simple words, 7 multiplied by 16, right? Divided by 4, and 16 divided by 4 is what? Okay, you can cancel the 4 with the 16, and that would give you 4. And 7 multiplied by 4, the answer is 28. Find easy ways to calculate because you are calculatorless. Now, if f varies directly with g and inversely with h. So again, I'm going to choose a different color maybe. Now, directly with f, directly with g, so g will come down, and inversely with h, so h will come up, right? Equals, this is the equation that I'm going to use. Substitute, I don't think this is going to be hard for you, but the simplifying and the calculations is the trick here. Okay, what did they give me? G is 24, this is 24 when F is 6 and H is 2. Okay, and then they said F is 18 when H is equal times negative 3. Probably the answer has to be negative, right? Be smart looking at the answers, observing the answers quickly. And they want us to find G. Okay, this is 18. This side, maybe I can simplify before I start. This is 12 and 24. So this can be 1 and this can be 12. Now your job is to multiply 12 by 18 by negative 3. Looks like it's a pretty big number. So I guess the answer is A without any calculations. It's never going to be negative 18 nor negative 54 because I have 12 times 18. Okay, so I didn't do the calculations, but I knew the answer. If A, which type of variation? Here they said if A is equal to 2, then B is equal to 6. And if A is equal to 3, then B is equal to 9. Which type of variation? Okay, which type of variation when A increases, B increases as well? Okay, and when the opposite is true, when A decreases, B decreases. This type of variation, of course, is called directly. I hope I made it clear for you.